my love, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You must realize that the light is you.
Yeah, you awake? Wake up, you who sleep, and arise from the dead. And my Shayah shall give you light. Yeah. He took me high on a mountain, told me look around. What I found was astounding. If I bow down, he can make anything happen, surpassing everything I could ever imagine. Flying first class, relaxing, living my passion, guaranteed satisfaction. High end estates, cash and high fashion, high stakes, high class and high flashing, high life. Lights, camera, action, the most fly. Said I'm destined to be just like the most high. So when they crown me king, I want the power it brings. Set my throne above everything. Got the world in the palm of my hand. Now raise your hands high. I'm in high demand. Yeah, if you don't know who I am, I'm the man. They got my head gassed up to the red line, believing that the world is mine, but it's all a lie. Said I'm not of this world, so I'm hoping I'm not throwing my pearls to swine.
I tell her this little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light? I'ma let it shine. I guess I was supposed to respect it and give a toast, but it wasn't what I expected. With truth approach, they rejected it. They mediocre at best, it's just they'll never accept it. We get affected by the time invested. You think they blessed it, what they spitting is septic. Poison in the mind, they lies neglect what's already written. I'm rolling with the elect, you can check how they kicking it. They've been afflicted, now we gotta move mountains to fix it. No doubt, they going all out, man, I'm getting sick with how they try to reroute the ecliptic. Living in a time predicted, keeping it cryptic. They're passing it off for something to get with. I'd rather find a way around the elliptic and get this house in order before they find me evicted. Yeah, try to keep me gassed up all the way to the red line, believing that the world is mine, but it's all a lie. See, I'm not of this world, so I'm hoping I'm not throwing my pearls to swine.
I tell her this little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light? I'ma let it shine.
This little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light? I'ma let it shine.
This little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine.
Well, hello, and good evening to everybody. Happy Sunday to all. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. We're going to do a little bit of the current events that are going on that I found quite amazing and quite unique, but really not unique. I think it's just very telling. And then also, I'm going to go through some of the social media sites that you guys can find me on, so that way you can put some references together of what you see and what you and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so it's just great to see you guys. We'll go ahead and take a quick roll call. Zane Holloway, shalom to you as well. Oh, and SCDHL says reminder turned on. Let's see if it works. That's very good. Hey, Melinda Ann, how are you? It's so good to see you. And DJ Vision Barnett, great to see you as well. So first, what I want to do is just get right into some of the, well, I think it's been on the news a couple of times, and I'm not really sure if anybody just really dug into it, but we are going to do just that. We're going to talk about the whole, I don't really like doing the whole BLM thing, right? I just don't. But sometimes you gotta focus and you gotta take a look at what's really going on, because it ties into some of the things that I've said before in the past about how convenient it is that they will always have a victim. And sometimes we as Black folk get to be that victim, but this time it's a little bit of them showing off. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys a quick little snippet, a couple of snippets, and then we're going to comment on it. I want you guys also let me know what you think about it, but I found it a bit bizarre. because at first we were all under the impression that everybody that was involved in the poor young lady Breonna Taylor situation was all in one accord. Well, apparently not, because the mother is not very happy. So let's just get right into that. And here we go. There's a few people she call a fraud, and actually she did. Let me just get right down to it and let you know that she says, quote, "I think it's crazy when people say they've been here since day one." She continues, "Let me be clear. Christopher ×2, the Montgomery family, Angie, Sherry, Tyjon, and Craig is the one and only day ones, not to mention Breonna's friends and family, but they've never needed recognition," she says. Immediately following is Until Freedom. "I have never personally dealt with the Black Lives Matter Louisville and personally have found them to be a fraud. Attica Scott," she says, "another fraud." Then there's the people at Injustice Square, also known as Breeway, who has been 100 and have held it down. But that doesn't go to say everyone down there, but they know who they are. And also, they never needed recognition. "I could walk into a room," she says, "full of people who claim to be here for Breonna's family who don't even know who I am. I've watched y'all raise money on behalf of Breonna's family, who has never done a damn thing for us, nor have we needed it or asked. So, talk about fraud. It's amazing how many people have lost focus, SMDH." She continues, "I'm going to say this before I go. I'm so sick of some of y'all. And I was last. Anybody needs it. I'm with this ish. Enough is enough," end quote. So I'm going to correct the end of that, because what she was trying to say, and I was the last anybody who needs it. So I think the deal is that she's saying that they were collecting all of this money for the family, meaning the young lady's family, the father's side of the family. And so what she's saying here is, you guys ran around and gathered all this money for these folks. They've never done anything for she and I. And I'm calling out the Black Lives Matter. She says they're fraud. She says, I'm calling out, Atticus, who is trying to get all these different bills passed and all this other stuff and using my daughter's name. He's a fraud. And so the story sort of went viral with regards to the mother. Now, there's also another story this most recently that went a little viral as well with regards to the whole BLM thing. Okay. Yes, it actually worked. I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to show you this story here, because to me, it was now, again, you guys, I don't get into the whole Black Lives Matter thing, right? Because I've always thought of it as something, somewhat of other people's stuff. It just wasn't us, because we've never been able to mobilize like that. We've never had the funds to mobilize like that. Unfortunately, I've said in the past that, even if we have, and probably a lot of families, especially nowadays, but in our culture, there have been times where you'd have to hold a body for a funeral, because you got to get Momo Nam from the south, and then you got to get, Uncle Bobo up from up north, and everybody's got to come together. So sometimes you won't have the funeral for darn near 2.5, 3 weeks, while the poor body is sitting in the morgue while you're waiting for, people to get money together. Here's my point. We don't mobilize like that. When you got an issue and then bingo, bango, everybody's in town, all of a sudden, somebody gets hit or gets, hurt by, an officer or something like that. And you see everybody in there that night. We generally don't have the money to mobilize like that. So I was always sort of curious as to exactly what was going on and how were they able to get up and do all the things that they were able to do. Well, Breonna Taylor's mom is not very happy. And it's because of the fact that she says all of the money that was raised and all that other stuff had nothing to do with her. And this is according to the story that we have right here in the New York Post. Now, this is her mother. This is obviously some footage. Here, 2020. So of course, it's just some footage that was from the history. So it's from August 13th of 2020. That's the mother. This is the guy that I just cannot stand right here. Whenever I see him, I just want to say, just BS alert. Just BS alert. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. And he's not very well versed. He just seems to be somebody that they just stuck his head up as a figurehead and just said, okay, go boy, go. He's a dodo. But in any case, I digress. Let me bring this down for you guys just a little bit so that you all can see it. So now here it is in the New York Post. Obviously, it was just recently. And I want to read this for you because it was April 17th, just this past week. And it does say that Breonna Taylor, the mama Breonna Taylor, slammed a Black Lives Matter chapter as a fraud in a since removed social media post. So that was the post that we all just read together. She says that she's never dealt with them. She doesn't even have anything to do with them. She doesn't even like State Representative Attica Scott. And, he actually made the law. He proposed to have the law that was the no-knock warrant law. And so he used her name to do that. So what the mother is saying is, you guys have all written on the coattail of my daughter and our family's plight. And I don't even know any of you guys. I don't like any of you guys. I frankly don't trust any of you all. And if you call somebody a fraud, that means that that's based in non-trust. And that's just me adding that. Scott singled out in a post that has one of the state's leading proponents of a ban of no-knock police warrants. And as you all know, Taylor was killed during a no-knock raid in her apartment there in Louisville. And since the family has been paid $12 million in September. Now, a lot of people may or may not understand all of the particulars of this case. And even though I didn't cover it a lot, I did dig deep into it. And I dig deep in the very beginning of stories so that I don't have to worry about the changing narratives as they grow, because sometimes they will change just to appease those who really are telling the story. But the one thing that I will say is that the gentlemen who were found guilty of something, they were only found guilty of the bullets going through the wall and possibly affecting the neighbor. So nothing was ever done towards her. But regardless to any of that, I'm thinking that the family's comments or the mama's comments to say, hey, I don't agree with these folks is very, very telling, because we are always looking at the fact that we think they're all together. I thought that the mama and the Black Lives Matter and the, state guy, for this length of time, I have honestly thought they were all together, but they're not. Now, what could have tipped the mama off? Let's think about that. Let's put on our thinking caps, as they used to tell us in school. You know what tipped them off? You know what tipped her off? I'm going to tell you what tipped her off. What tipped her off is this chick right here. Listen to this carefully, because this is a hot romp mess. Well, really a mess. This is a part of the problem right here, which is possibly what could have been the tip off for the mom, or maybe whatever may have made her upset. But according to some news outlets, Black Lives Matter co-founder and self-proclaimed Marxist Patrisse Khan-Cullors recently purchased 4 houses totaling $3.2 million and predominantly all-white residential areas. Now, one of the houses she bought is in the South, and it is in Atlanta. It has an indoor swimming pool and an airplane hangar and a 2,500-foot runway. This house was purchased for $415,000. And last month, Khan-Cullors purchased another home out in Malibu for $1.4 million. She was seen looking at luxury apartments and townhouses near Nassau, Bahamas. And Hawk Newsom, the head of the Black Lives Matter Greater New York City, said of Khan-Cullors, if you go around calling yourself a socialist, you have to ask how much of her own personal money is going to charitable causes. It's really sad because it makes people doubt the validity of the movement, he says, and overlook the fact that it's the people that carry this movement, end quote. Socialists like Khan-Cullors preach of the redistribution of others' wealth, but when it comes to their own, they are hypocrites. This is Felicia Lockhart, and this has been the Lockhart News Brief. So essentially, Mama could have got a quick look at that, and she possibly could have said, you know what, gee whiz, I've just about had it with all of you guys. Okay. I've had it. I don't understand this and I'm done. And let me make sure that I put it out here right now that I ain't got nothing to do with these folks. Now, a whole lot of people got money, but I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't me. And I wasn't trying to get any recognition and I wasn't trying to get no money. But now, if you want to take a glance at what Homegirl purchased, I want to say, if I could just say it, am. I am absolutely shocked and amazed. Let me give it to you guys right here because I was shocked and amazed. Let me see if you guys, if it'll take us to this so we can still see it. I don't know. Let's check. No, I always do that, don't I? But in any case, I digress. It is a creepy, creepy thing when you consider the house that this lady got. Let me show you guys. It's probably a good thing it's taking me a second because if you could see it, you probably wouldn't be too happy. You probably wouldn't be too happy, but I'm going to show you because the New York Post had to let us see on the inside of this house. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ain't nobody perfect. Let's go ahead and take our times with it. All right, here goes the house. This is the one that is in Atlanta. Get off the screen. All right, as protests broke out across the country in the name of Black Lives Matter, the group's co-founder went on a real estate buying binge, snagging 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in total, alone, according to the property records. Now, here is the house that's in Atlanta. I don't know what part, but that's pretty. Yeah, that's a nice house. That is a nice house. And that's one of the houses, but it wasn't enough for her to have one house. No, she had to have another house. So this is the first one that we see here. It's a custom ranch. All right. Okay. That's the swimming pool. Of course you need that. You're a socialist. You're supposed to have that. It's just us, the regular folks, that aren't supposed to have this. Yeah. That's what she's got. Yeah, that's the pool. Let's see. Stop. Active runway. No vehicles beyond this point. Homegirl has a runway. Let me tell y'all what's good. You want to know what's good? That's somebody else's property. It may be in her name, baby, but let me just tell you right now that when the chips begin to fall, this is just me saying this. When the chips begin to fall, Boo Boo gonna be the first one to go down with the ship. We ain't never had no need, and I say we, meaning us, Black folk, ain't never had no need for an air landing strip to be in the back of our houses. Now, in the big scheme of things, if you're somebody very rich and you own a big, company that you've been working on for several years, and you know what I'm saying, somebody who owns like a large beverage company or something like that, where they have had the opportunity to amass enough wealth for them to say, well, hey, if I want it, I'm gonna get it. And they go out and they buy it. Maybe. But in this type of situation, are you kidding me right now? No. Somebody and something is going to be coming in and out of that joint. And that's just me. Okay. All right. That's exactly what I think. Yeah. And you know what, R. Jones? It says, okay, so maybe she owns a jet too. Guarantee you it ain't hers. SCDHL says she lives in the same neighborhood as Maxine Waters, who crossed state lines to incite a riot. Now, you know what? I appreciated what I saw the other day I appreciate what I saw the other day with regards to DeSantis. We covered that the other day, talking about the fact that they had laid out some ground rules for the behaviors of their quote unquote citizens and visitors should they come into town, right? And so they made sure that they let you know, if you come out here with that mess, you're going to go to jail. Plain and simple. If you come out here, you're going to go to jail, and we're not playing that. So I found it very awesome. This stuff right here, I'm telling you, this is going to blow up in their faces. This is going to blow up in her face. Okay. Yeah. So it says you can't even read the stories for the love of Pete without this crap jumping in your face every 5 minutes. If you go around calling yourself a socialist, and they're quoting the young man who said this out of New York, you have to ask yourself how much of our own money and money is going to charitable causes. It really is sad because it makes people doubt the validity of the movement and overlook the fact that it's the people that carry the movement, he says. Last year, Khan Colors and spouse Janaea Khan mm, ventured to Georgia to acquire a fourth home. All righty. A custom ranch on 3.2 rural acres in Conyers, featuring the private airline hangar with a studio apartment above it and the use of the 2,500 foot paved grass community runway that can accommodate small airplanes. The 3 bedroom, 2 bath house is about 30 minutes away from Atlanta, and it has an indoor swimming pool, as we just got through looking at, and a separate RV shop that can accommodate the repair of mobile home or a small aircraft, according to the real estate listing. The Peach State Retreat was purchased in January of 2020. Oh, for $415,000, 2 years after the publication of Con Color's best-selling memoir, When They Call You the T Word. Okay, and I don't mean Trump. In October, the activists signed a multi-platform deal with Warner Brothers Television Group to help produce the content for Black Voices. I don't need you to say anything and put it in the term of Black Voices. Listen, these folks that run around saying that they're talking for Black voices need to be specific and say, I'm talking about my kind and the people that I am. Okay? That's what they need to do. I'm done with every time I turn around talking about Black voices, Black voices. Okay, they said, who have been historically marginalized, she said in a statement. It is not known how much Con Colors received in compensation on either deal. Well, let's just hope for her sake that the big sprawling home that she got and all the other accoutrement that goes along with it was purchased with her own money. Let's just hope. Okay, let's just hope. So this is her house in Inglewood, California, and it's now worth 800 grand. All right. All right. I know this area. This is where my old church was. Even though that house may not look fancy, when it says $800,000, they're not joking. They're not kidding. Mm-hmm. All right. The house has 3 bedrooms and a bath and a half. All righty. So 2 years later, in 2018, Con Colors purchased a 4-bedroom home in South Los Angeles in a multi-ethnic neighborhood. Now that's a hoot. They have gentrified the dog out of that neighborhood because, baby, let me tell you, that was all us at one point where folk would not even think to come into it. But now it's a multi-ethnic neighborhood. Con Colors paid $590,000 for the 1,725 square foot home, although the price has since climbed to $720, according to public records. Now, you just saw the other heading, just so that we know we're not tripping, because that's what it says right here, 800 grand. So they're rounding up, right? Which to me, you just need to say 720, because if it's 720, it wasn't 750. So why round it up to the 8? But then again, I digress. It says 3 of the homes were bought in Con Color's name, and the Topanga Canyon property. Oh, wow. But this house, to me, that looks sort of familiar. That's the one in South Los Angeles. Okay, got it. Okay. So these are all of the houses that she's got. And that's her. Married to a woman. Look at that. That's Topanga Canyon. That's the Topanga Canyon house. But this one up here to me reminds me of a house that I do know. This reminds me of a house that I know in California, and it's very eerie because it reminds me of a friend's home. But in any case, that's the big hubbub. So you go around, you break a couple of windows, and you tear up a few places that don't belong to you. You get to throw some stuff around. You get to, you have all kinds of issues, and this is what you get. Hello, David Harris. How are you? How are you doing? So good to see you. Let's read some of these comments here. I'm just a little done. Okay. I mean, the mother, I applaud the mother for saying what she said. I applaud the mother for saying what she said. And that is, I think you guys are frauds. Kudos. I wish I had a hand clapping button. There you go. Mars Fool's Gold gave, I think, $5 the other month for a hand clapping machine, but we could do it anyway. I have some stuff where we can do it, but let's just take a quick look here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Stilgar, the Freeman says, LOL, I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, geez. 3? Well, I was outraged that 1 obviously did her. Yep, she did her job. Yes, she did. Okay. Oops, she lives in the same neighborhood as Maxine Waters. Okay, maybe she owns a jet too. Okay. There's no reason for you to need a landing strip unless you're going to have somebody landing there, right? Yeah. R. Jones ain't none of hers. That's right. I meant the neighborhood of Shewite. I don't know what that means. The ones that are scared of, and then, hey, Steve Willis, let me ask you guys out there. Do you think that a person that would not have planes landing in their yard would have need of a landing strip in the back? And is it really a landing strip? I'm just asking because, I don't know this stuff. 2,500 foot, 2,500 feet. Is that enough to land a small Cessna? Steve, Anarchy, SCDHL, anybody? You guys let me know. Is that enough? Is that enough space? Is that a real runway? 2,500 feet. Maxine Water needs to get charged. Oh, boy, you ain't joking. And you know what I mean? Oh, gosh, don't get me there. Yep, I agree with everything that I'm looking at on the screen. Yes, indeed. And we are so glad to see you, David Harris. Good to see you. Yes, you just might be right. Welcome to NSW Canada, specifically Ontario is in a mess as well. They are doing border checks and asking for ID. Now, I did get another update on that story, and I found that they were saying that some of the police were quoting that they quoted the police as saying they weren't going to be the ones to stop it. They were just going to let people do what they wanted to do, but I don't know about that. Trudeau is definitely Castro's son. No joke. He sure is. He looks just like that man. He don't look nothing like his mama's husband at the time when he was going back and forth when his mama was flying over there all that time. His mother was flying over there. And I tell you what, yes, I'm with you. It is. Steve Willis says that it is enough. So then that means, Steve Willis, that she definitely is going to use that airstrip in the back of the house. I live on like a 2,600. Can I call you and ask you some questions about that? Because I want to know what's the necessity of somebody living in a standard neighborhood having that, and just put you on the put you on the microphone. Is that possible? I won't put your face on. I'll just hold the phone up because I want to talk to you about that. This is intriguing to me. Let me know, Steve Willis, if I have your permission to call you and ask you a few questions about airplanes and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to call you right now, because I truly do want to know. I want to understand how it is that just a standard layman person would ever have a need for something like that. We're not going to do any speculation. I'm not going to make you speculate, and I'm not either. So we just going to, be like brothers and sisters talking. Okay, here we go. I'm dialing you now. So yeah, I just want to know, you guys, this is some amazing stuff to see that she actually had the money to do that. Hey, sir, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am super duper well. So you are in the chat and you do see what we're talking about right now with that runway. So you're saying, yes, the 2,500 is enough for them to land a plane there.
You can land a 6-place airplane. In fact, on my runway, I have landed a 10-place airplane. That's 2,600 feet. Yep.
Wow. So then there would really not be a reason for anybody to purchase that unless they had maybe some plans for it.
Yeah, I would think so, or else it's an investment because that kind of property remains quite valuable.
Okay, so it could be just in case. So, but let me ask you this. Say, for example, they did just get it for the property value. Is that an area that has to be maintained, like, mowed and, make sure the weeds are not in it? Or if you don't maintain it, what'll happen to something like that?
It'll go back to trees and brush and everything else. Yeah, we have to maintain it. Up here, we have to maintain it in the winter to keep it free from snow in order to be usable.
Okay.
But yeah, we mow it probably 6 or 8 times a summer.
Wow. So then, now when you gave the description of the type of plane, you said a language that was sort of foreign to me.
I was trying to couch it in terms of seat capacity.
Okay.
That airplane is probably, or that airport is probably the most best suited for a 6-place airplane.
So a 6-seater, would that include the captain or the driver, the flight?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
it would.
6
okay.
total seats.
Okay. All right. Well, I sure appreciate you. This is my big brother right here, you guys. Steve knows all about it. Good to talk to you too, sir. Thanks for your time on the air.
All right. We'll see you.
Okay, so you guys see there, then that means, and this is his genre of the world. So that's the reason why we are making sure that we get information from people who know. So there's no reason for her to have that unless, letter A, she's going to maintain it to sell it later, which could be. And then it could also be the fact that maybe she is going to have some folks that she knows to come in and out, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say that I'm going to put the picture up again, but you're going to hear the audio because it goes together. But I don't know what she would need with that. Look at that. It's amazing. Why? Well, this is a part of the problem right here, which is possibly what could have been the tip-off for the mom, or maybe whatever may have made her upset. But according to some news outlets, Black Lives Matter co-founder and self-proclaimed Marxist Patrisse Khan-Cullors recently purchased 4 houses totaling $3.2 million in predominantly all-white residential areas. Now, one of the houses she bought is in the South, and it is in Atlanta. It has an indoor swimming pool and an airplane hangar and a 2,500-foot runway. This house was purchased for $415,000. And last month, Khan-Cullors purchased another home out in Malibu for $1.4 million. She was seen looking at luxury apartments and townhouses near Nassau, Bahamas. And Hawk Newsom, the head of the Black Lives Matter Greater New York City, said of Khan-Cullors, if you go around calling yourself a socialist, you have to ask how much of her own personal money is going to charitable causes. It's really sad because it makes people doubt the validity of the movement, he says, and overlook the fact that it's the people that carry this movement, end quote. Socialists like Khan-Cullors preach of the redistribution of others' wealth, but when it comes to their own, they are hypocrites. This is Felicia Lockhart, and this has been the Lockhart News Brief. Okay, so now let me just say this, that we need to talk about this. This is because for a lot of us doubted the validity of the organization anyway, especially when you can go on the upper right-hand side of the website, click the button, and you see exactly where the funds are going. It's no secret. I think the problem is that everybody gets mad at us because we talk about where the funds went. This is it, right is right and wrong is wrong. Fair is fair, and being unfair is being unfair. There's just no way you can, you can put, like I say all the time, lipstick on a pig. No matter how much you want to, it's still not going to turn it into, a lady. It's just not. So this situation is a hot rump mess. It is. And I don't know what she thought, that they were just going to go around towns doing all the stuff that they were doing, and then nobody was going to notice when she spent that kind of money. And so where is the money coming from? Come on, because, there are people out there. My sister writes. I have friends who write, and I've seen people who are in the industry that get money and they get their signing bonuses and things of that nature. And it's not a lot off rip, unless you are somebody big and famous. Then maybe they'll give you a huge amount. But we're not talking about anybody that's like, Janet Jackson. Everybody wants to hear her story, Where are they now type of folk. It's not a Diana Ross story where she's the boss and she can say, this is how much money I want. So this individual has a boatload of cash, but where is it coming from is the question. I doubt strongly if we'll ever know. I really do. Two other things that I have to point out about her, which is the reason why I don't like her using the term that she's speaking out for, the marginalized, quote, Black voices, is letter A, you don't speak for me because you ain't my type of folk. And B, you married to a chick. You can't speak for me. Period. That's just me. And that's fine. That's what you want to do. That's okay. It's your life. You can live your life. Everybody's entitled to, but you can't speak for other people unless you align yourself with what they believe. What you can say is, this is what I think and this is how I believe. And, I'm speaking up for marginalized people that are in my category of life. But you can't say you're speaking for Black folks. So that's that. I don't like it. All righty. So that was just that part. I had to give you guys those two stories because when Mama came out and called him a fraud, I said, yikes, this is news. This is news. I see the only benefit of having an airplane and your own runway in your backyard is not going through the metal detector at the airport. Yeah, but those have to be very expensive to maintain. Those airplanes have to be expensive to maintain, and it's got to be expensive. So what is she going to get next? When are we going to hear about the airline? She's got to have some type of airline. Now, if this girl comes up with one of them crapple old dollar, Copeland airplanes, I'm going to know something, because I know that ain't her money. And I know that ain't her money. Somebody's probably paying her what they owe her for whatever services she's rendered. That's what I think. So let me see what kind of, what are they? The G6s? What are they called? Oh, G5. I see David says G5. What is a really expensive one? Like a really fancy small plane. I think so. David Harris has G5, but I've heard of the G6 too. I wouldn't know what it was if it was parked out front of my house. I wouldn't know what it was. Yes, there are, R. Jones, many layers, many layers, many layers. And there are many agendas in this one particular onion we're talking about right now. Yes, there are a boatload of them. So with that said, yes, I think that, there's some problems there. And I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. Let's see what we got saying here. R. Jones, okay. How much to portray your country? Thank you. And the people that you say you come to stand up for. Okay, it's all poor visitors. The fact that she has an airstrip. Yeah, I think you're right, Stilgar. I think you're absolutely right. Okay, so we've all been together now for about 39 minutes. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the places that you can find me. Now, George, oh boy. Yeah, well, you're right about that. Yeah. But, okay, I'm looking at the chat from a device, and I see that the computer is blocking out some of y'all's stuff. And now I see the last one. I'm going to have to take that one back, Dave, because you know they zapped my channel not long ago. And so there are certain things we can't say. So we're talking in COD, not code, COD. So I had to take that one back, but I agree with you 110%. Jody, how are you? See that? Yes. So, so with that said, I think that there's a lot more to the story that we'll never, ever know. And I hope that all of this stuff gets exposed really soon because, again, right is right and wrong is wrong. So what we're going to do right now, first of all, did anybody see the Denmark Prime Minister faint, pass out? Does anybody know anything about that? Because I saw it on Twitter, but I don't know what the issue was. Let me see. Denmark under pressure drops. La 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 la. Okay, Denmark's prime minister under pressure drop from plans on that. It was on Twitter, and she just kaplooey fell down. Just literally kaplooey. Let me let you guys see this because I was sort of startled. I'm gonna let you see it, but I don't understand what they're saying. And so it doesn't make much sense to me because I just don't get it. All right. So let's just take a look at this. Let's have a gander, shall we? Let's have a gander. All right, here we go. This site uses cookies. Yeah, okay, whatever. Everything uses cookies. Even when you say something else, it's going to use the cookies. You know, not the cookies that we like though. Okay, go. I hope you can hear it. Let me see. Did I hit it? Oh. Do you see that? It shows that she just went kaplooey. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Right. But now there was a person on Twitter who made a comment and said that they gave a translation of it. And I don't speak, Danish or whatnot. So I don't know what they were saying, but the person allegedly said that they were going to turn the camera over to her or the microphone over to her and that she had just had, a candy bar. But I don't know because I don't understand the language and it's totally in that language. And I can't believe that one person because I don't have anything to put it into to decode it myself. Right. Wow. So that came on the heels of them saying what they were not going to use any longer. And that part. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see exactly what's what. So you all can know where to find me if for whatever reason you can't find me. Right? Yeah. Blood sugar, or she did. Yes. And that's exactly true. That's what I heard. I heard that she did do that. All right. So let me just go here. I want to show the best way for you guys to find me. Let's see. Let's go to Anchor, shall we? And all right, here we go. I'm going to let you guys see it and view it from the outside. There we go. And I don't mind you guys seeing the good stuff. It doesn't matter to me. You guys are all family, so it's all good. Okay, so here you go. So you can find me here on Anchor. All right. So this is Anchor. This is my actual dashboard, so it doesn't really matter. But that's the dashboard there. And then here's the distribution list. You guys will see that if you go to Anchor, that you'll be able to follow me here on Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify. If you can never find me here. Okay. And then I want to show you guys also my Twitter account so that you guys know it when you see it. Because you got to be able to find your sister. That's important. All right, so let's just go over here so you all can see me there. All right. I hope this is important because I thought about that. I was like, what about where's Waldo? You got to be able to find Waldo on occasion. So you got to be able to find me. So here's my Twitter. All right. All right. I'll be painting my bathroom for the next several hours. I hate painting. Oh, that's from Headlines with a Voice. Okay. All right. So this is my actual page. Let me just go home if I can go to my profile. There you go. All right. So that's my actual profile. So when you see me, the majority of all, if not all, my branding is generally the same, no matter where you go. We try to make it as transparent and easy to find so that no matter where you are, if you see my branding, you know it's me. Now, it's not to say somebody would ever, want to, counterfeit me. Yeah, well, I'm not rich. I'm not famous at all. But that's my Twitter page. So, and it's pretty much the same across the board. I do want to show you guys this, which I have had trouble trying to deal with Rumble because I don't understand it well. I just don't get it. It's very confusing to me. But I have been here, but I'm gonna just show you. It's very confusing to me. I don't know if somebody can give me a class on it. I can't even find none where Rumble can show me what's good. But let me show you that. Okay. There you go. So that's Rumble. And it actually has me as a subscription. I think it's because I came in on 2 different browsers one time. So over here, you'll see that there are stories that I don't have elsewhere. I have this one. I think I have this one that you guys have seen. But yeah, Rumble, the Lockhart Perspective. And you guys have to make sure that when you change it, that you shift this to channels. When you come over here, you have to shift that and click down and go to channel if you want to find me there. Okay. All right. But did you guys see that story? Hi, the missing. Did you guys see this top story right here? Let me know in the chat if you guys, first of all, can see it. And then second of all, not necessarily if you saw my rendition of the story, but if you guys have seen this, it is so sad. It is really, really sad. Gosh, I wish we could talk. But that's a very, gosh, I wish I could play that. I really do. I wonder what would happen if I click it. Let's see. I'm going to try it. Let's click it. Let me go. Let's see it. Okay, let's go. I'm going to hit it. Well, hello and welcome to the Lockhart Perspective. My name is Felicia Lockhart. Can you hear that? This evening, I'd like to share with you a bit of information. It was from it was actually from 2021, obviously the year that we're in right now. But the date was, okay, there we go. I want to say the 14th. Let me double check for you to give you the accurate information. Yes, that's correct. April 14th, 2021. So there are 2 stories that I'm going to share with you. But this first one comes out of my home state. And so it does hit me a little close to home, as it were. Want to share this story with you because this is something that is very, very troubling. A young, healthy South Mississippi man suffers stroke after receiving the J&J vaccine just hours after. In St. Martin, Mississippi, the WLOX news channel, the NBC Channel 7, is also a part of this as well. So now let's just get into it. When the news broke about the pause of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine on Tuesday, one Coast family was already living with a tragedy they believe was caused by the vaccine. It started out as a normal day for 43-year-old Brad Malagari of St. Martin. This busy father of 7 spent the morning at his D'Iberville office before heading to get a Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want to have any issues with what's being said, but I'm not sure. And I'm sure there's probably been other people here that's, played it on this platform type of stuff but I just don't feel like dealing with these humans or non-humans or, well, whatever they are. But nonetheless, thank you for that, the missing, for letting me know. But yes, that's Rumble. And then it goes into some really good statistics on there. It breaks down the statistics of Thank you. I'm going you through Roy Potter. Oh, you found me through Roy. Very good. I'm glad you found me. Thank you so much. And a lot of my friends here with us as well. So thank you, and welcome. But I don't know how many other people have done that, have dealt with that topic on this platform. But again, I don't want to be dealing with nobody coming after me because of something I said. And it's all true. But the statistics that are listed after that are mind blowing. And the second half of that story is off the chain because it covers a lot of information that I don't even think the parents or the family knew the day that poor fella succumbed to. Now, he didn't succumb. Oh, no. The day that he had gotten the day he was paralyzed. And yes, absolutely, Melinda Ann. So yes, or none. Yeah, exactly. So with that said, I would like for you guys to know that that's another place that you can find me if you, for whatever reason, you can't find me here. And I know that you guys all know about LBRY. And everybody, there's a lot of people that said that they, are on LBRY right now, which is good because that means it is growing and that's a good thing. So I'm going to take you over there right now and let you see that channel as well, that page as well, so that you guys will see it. Let me see. Can we go here following? And yeah, let me just shoot on over there. But whenever I go to LBRY, it always takes me to, whenever I go to LBRY, it takes me to Odyssey, but I'm not sure. Are they one and the same? Shows you how goofy I am. I done told y'all, I don't be knowing all of this stuff. It just gets me sometimes. But anyway, let me just go here. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Oh, Felicia. Poor baby. What is the real problem, sister? All right. All right, there goes Odyssey. Okay, so that's good. So there we go. All right, so this is those that I'm following. This is discovering the channels. Let me see how to see my channel right there. And this is another one. This is the same story here. What I do is I've just been uploading stuff over here.
Felicia Lockhart.
Okay. So this is Odyssey. Okay. So let me see if you guys can see this, because this part right here is what I really want you all to check out. Whether you go to Odyssey or whether you go over to Rumble, you guys, this part right here. Look at this. Can you see that? The part where it starts with the number 400. Let me make it bigger. That's unbelievable. I did not know that until I did the story. And the kudos go to one of our co-laborers that sent me the story where I was able to glean this information. All righty. Now, here you go. I want you to see that. Do you see that? What's highlighted? I hope you guys can. Because if you can, you need to go over there and check it out. Okay. Because those numbers right there that you see, yeah, and you see the last date it is, that's because the database that information goes into, is 1 week behind. But in order for you to get the full story, I hope that you get the opportunity to go over to LBRY or Odyssey. And then also the same story is over on Rumble, but it's not obviously here, but it's a good story. And then on my Patreon page, there are some stories over there that you cannot get anywhere. And that's a good thing. So let's just see. Let me see if we can look at the public page. You guys don't want to see that. View the public page. Okay, there you go. All right, so you can find me here. Where's Waldo? Okay, there you go. And here, some of our supporters are here in the chat right now, and this is our Patreon. Now, the folks that are here have blessed with purchasing equipment, microphone, headphones, um, good stuff like that, computers. And these are the supporters that are here. And I'm appreciative of everything anybody does for me. Let me tell you guys something about me. I'm such a simple person. If you just bought me a daisy that you picked out of the yard, I'm gonna swoon over it because I just appreciate anything anybody does for me. So here, I appreciate all of you. Since we've had this platform, we've gotten the microphone and the headphones and stuff like that. Prior to the platform, we were blessed with, the different portions that go with the computer and all of that. And I'm just really appreciative. That's all I'll say. I'm just very, very appreciative. So my Patreons are few, but I tell you what, we have a Gideon experience going on over here in Patreon. And yeah, we have the Father's hands all over this. Okay. So that's pretty much what I want to say on that. So yes, you can find me here. And I believe it's just 15. We changed it. We had it at a lot more, but we just made it one flat fee. And it's just the Genesis group. And that's it. Just the one select membership level now. And that's all. And it is for the continuation of my work. And it is possible because of your support. This tier is dedicated to obtaining our studio and recording equipment. And we do thank you for your support. So that is Patreon. Okay. And this last story that we put over here was a good one. Caught in the act. I don't know if you guys all got a chance to see it or not, but that was a doozy. That was uploaded on April the 15th. So with all that said, you guys, you'll be able to find me. I don't anticipate anything happening, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And always, if anything else does happen, candy bar experiences are illegal according to the global almost recognized. You are so right. You are so right. But you know what? Like I said, I don't plan on anything, but I didn't plan on the last thing happening either. And there we go. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, we have to be wise. And so there are several other places that when you go to the front page of our channel here, you'll be able to find it. Now, how about other places on this platform? What are you talking about? Do you mean there are other places here? Yeah, that's what I mean. There are. There is one that's not connected to this, but I will show you the one that is. And you guys have already seen it because it helped save the day for us when we got the last detention. And it did. It helped us save the day. It did. It was a good thing. So, wow, what happened to her? What the hairdresser did to her hair is impressive. Oh, that was a transformation video. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to the channel.
At the Housewives, just saying. Look.
Okay. That's the front. So again, the branding is the same, but that's the TLP Entertainment News. And then for all of you who are, and then, yes. So R. Jones, yes, 15 a month. And or you can give as much as you choose. Yes, you can give 15 a month minimum, or you can give as much as you choose. Yes. Yep. That's a month for Patreon. Yes, ma'am. Yep, it is a month. So this is the Lockhart Perspective Entertainment News. And you can see there was the interview that we did. We did that simulcast that day. And then we also have a channel here that is for beauty. That is, hey, Sandy Aaron, it's good to see you. We have one that's Asa Leaf 7, and that one is for beauty. Can't access that now because I don't have it on this computer. I do have it on my cell, but not on the computer because I have all the space that I need to download all the work. So I only have 2 of them here, and I don't have a lot of stuff on this computer because I want all of our stuff to be downloaded and saved, and I do. And that's the reason why I don't have a lot of stuff on here. So with regards to the other account, it's AICILEF, my first name backwards, and my nickname is 7. When I do hair and makeup, my nickname is 7. So it's the AICILEF and Roman numeral 7. all one word, AICILEF, Roman numeral VII, and that's it. Asalif 7. Okay, my first name backwards, Asalif, and then the Roman numeral 7. So you can find me there. So you guys, we're coming up on exactly 1 hour. There are a lot of other places that you guys will find me. And in the very near future, I'll give you guys more information, but just wanted to make sure that I'll let you know that. You guys already know I'm on Twitch because you saw me fumbling over there on Twitch that night when we were all trying to have our movie night. But the deal with the Twitch deal, what I found out later is that everybody in the room had to have Twitch, which was the reason why we had some people able to see and some people couldn't see. That's the reason why. And the guy that helped me over the phone, I guess he didn't put 2 and 2 together, and I didn't know to ask. But nonetheless, we can do it again. All right. Going to get off the line here, but I just want to let you guys know that memberships are coming to YouTube. So if you decide you want to do YouTube, you can do YouTube. All right. And you will have some pretty cool perks. We just set those up today. And because they sent an email saying, hey, you need to set these up. And I was like, but I did it because I don't like doing that intricate reading stuff. Reading this and reading that, and then do this to do that, then click E, makes me go, the stuff that I do read is like research. So next Saturday, please come with your thinking caps on. We are going to be dealing with the continuance of the sun and the importance of the sun, right? We're also going to be digging into the beginning portion of Gilgamesh. And that is because of one of our friends in the chat who actually sent us something in the viewer's mailbag. And I use as an excuse to push the button because I like the button. Aw, my friend, why does it? It's mean. Well, I'm going to have to, I'll sick the nerds on it. That's good. If you're using Cash App, be sure to give the correct. Oh, yes. And then you know what it is? I'm going to put it here. And that's funny. You should say that. You can type and tell them why if you want to. Let me tell you guys, it's right here. That's it. You don't have to put the word "the" there. You just put the cash sign and then Lockhart Perspective. So yes, R. Jones had experience with that. So that's the reason why she's trying to to tell everybody how to do it. So yeah, so it's actually $ Lockhart Perspective. And that does go directly to me. There is no cash out fee. There's nothing like that. That it just stays on it stays there in the Cash App that R. Jones was telling us about. It just stays there. And then I pull off of it and purchase the things that we need from there. And so that's a really good thing. And I sort of like that app because it is a lot easier than I thought it was. I didn't know that it was so easy. My son and my daughter and all the young kids kept using it. And I just sort of thought that it was a weird thing. And I thought it was invasive. And I thought it was going to be getting all my information. But honestly, of course, it's the wave of the future, and I don't really care about the future too much as far as the technology stuff. I sort of want to, stay in my old habits. But I will tell you that it is a very convenient way. And there's one of our folks here in the chat, and what they will do is so sweet. Sometimes I'll get like an $11 Cash App saying, oh, get yourself a beverage. Sometimes I'll get like a $22 Cash App. And it's usually always when I have nothing in my pocket that I'll get that. And that's quite often. But the thing I'm trying to say is I just think it's really cool that they think of me, and all of you all do, and then just sit it like that. And it's real easy. So to R. Jones' point, yes, make sure that you put it in correctly. And it is a $ Lockhart with no E, LOCKHART, capital PERSPECTIVE. All right, y'all, we are at 1 hour, 4 minutes. You guys rock the Casbah. You guys are all awesome. Okay. Yes, because there is a young lady out there with the same name. And I do have somebody that I know that has my full name, Felicia. Her middle initial is T, but it is not my name, but the last name is Lockhart. So there's that. All right, y'all, you guys take care of each other. I'm glad we had the chance to talk about this stuff today because, yeah, I was very happy to see her mama go off and get a little upset. I was so happy to see her mother. And by her mother, I do mean Breonna Taylor's mother, get them together because she got them together. Yes, she did. And then I'm so glad we got a chance to look at the house and find out the information to find out whether or not it's necessary to have the upkeep on that landing strip. And as we were told by our brother, Steve Willis, if you're going to have it, yes, you do have to maintain it. If you are not going to use it, you still got to maintain it. So she could either be using it, as he stated, for investment property to sell later, or she could be having some company. Either way it goes, that's the money they dealt her. Sandy, take that out of there. You know we can't have that truth being on there, girl. Well, seriously, we got to take that out because, you know, these people are so, they're so mean. I don't know why we can't just speak honestly, but it is. And you remember, I forgot the man's name with the white hair. He was on Fox and he was on there with the black girl, Harris. And he says, what? Is it foreboding? Is that name foreboding? Yeah, it's like saying the boogeyman, or it's like saying the Candyman on that old black movie. I love that movie, Candyman. You can't say his name 3 times. Anyway, y'all, take care. And remember what we always say on this channel, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. You guys take care. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping